very much for joining us. It's the Serious Matters on ONIF TV. My name is Abraham, and it's good to be back anyway. Maybe I went on a break, and when anybody needs to rest, he does something, he travels out, and some persons have come out to prove that to us. Well, whenever you see me, there is something serious to discuss. So let's calm down and enjoy, all the compilations that I have for you. Of course, quite a lot of things have happened since the last time I was on here. And so in this particular video, I'm going to be touching a number of things. But basically, we're going to be starting with the return of the presidential candidate of the APC, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who has been absent from the scene of politics in Nigeria. I mean, events that needed him to be there, ranging from the NBA to the peace accord signing and all of that, where his running mate was there to represent him. But then it sparked reactions from Nigerians saying, is this the person that we should look forward to? You remember when John the Baptist was arrested, and then he expected that Jesus Christ will come and rescue him, only for Jesus not to show up, saying, of course, his time is up. But then he said one thing. He said, go and ask Jesus, is he the one, or should we expect another? This was the same man who confessed that Jesus was the Son of God, and that he's the person that we've been waiting for. But then when he didn't see things work out the way he was expecting that things would work out, he actually was going to change his mind. Like, are you sure you are the one? A man of faith, losing hope. But then let's run quickly to the matters at hand. Well, as Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu returns to Nigeria, he declares, Nigerians, your hope is back. Presidential candidate of the ruling All Progressive Congress APC, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, has assured Nigerians that their hope, which was almost lost, is now back. Well, we do not know what that meant. Did it have to do with his health? Was there a rescue? Was there a situation that was a near-death experience or something why he made such a statement? Well, speaking on Thursday night in Abuja, Tinubu, who arrived from London a few hours earlier, said he is back actively. Of course, there are pictures and videos that have sparked reactions, seeing the presidential candidate of the APC trying to prove his fitness to Nigerians. Well, I have personally said that he did not need to do that, ranging from the place where he was riding a motorized bicycle, station motorized bicycle, that's a treadmill bicycle, and then went on to this place where he was reading newspapers. These are not ways to. These are. I feel they are just. These are just inferior ways of trying to prove your competence or your strengths, your medical capacity. Just like Rufai on Arrive TV said, Rufai Oseni said, look, every one of them should be made to bring forth their medical reports. Let us know, because the health of the president of Nigeria, the health of whoever becomes the president of Nigeria or who has been, had always cost the nation so much. And so one of the ways to cut costs in the coming years, especially now that we are neck deep into debt as a nation, and so one of the ways to cut costs is to first of all consider the health of whoever is coming in as the leader. Consider the health of whoever is coming in as the leader. If the leader is not healthy, and that will cost us so much, why should we put our neck into it? It's just like you going to the market and you see a car which is not fine. You want to buy a good car, and then they tell you, don't worry, you can manage it. You now pay to buy something that is not good. It doesn't work that way. So I feel personally that this presidential candidate does not need to start showing us all this. If he's competent, then let him just prove it straight away by putting on the table what he has to offer. That's what I would say. By putting on the table, not by riding bicycle. I even saw one other one, Baba, the other guy too, that was dancing. Does dancing show that you are healthy? I've seen a picture of somebody, I saw a video of a woman who was dancing very actively at a wedding reception, and suddenly she went down, and that was it. She passed on. So, wow, you might just be right when you say that life, as far as life is concerned, anybody can fall sick, anybody, but somebody coming out to say that, oh, nobody is feeling, nobody is fine, that's not true. Okay, if everybody in Nigeria or everybody around the world has one ailment or the other, but there are some that are minute, there are some that are minor. And so if one is to make a choice, then it will be better to make the choice of the lesser ones, the one that are not complicated. You understand what I'm trying to say? So I don't know if you see things from my point of view. Well, he said, as Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, that the trip was very good. I enjoyed my break and I am happy to be back in my fatherland. Nigerians should expect a very intelligent ability to think and perform, and Nigerians should expect facts. The help they needed is here. They must expect that the help they needed is here. The hope that is almost deterring is back. He said, I am back actively, he declared, urging Nigerians to be more patriotic and refrain from speaking evil about the country. Tinubu said if Nigerians needs rebuilding, he is a builder, and if it needs restructuring, reconstructing, he is a construction engineer. And so whatever you need as Nigeria, he is everything that you need. So looking at all this put together, will you take your PVC? So because I wonder what we are all looking at, or what we say is our yardstick of measuring who should be the next president. I think personally that we should dissolve every party line and think straight. We should dissolve and erase, eliminate every party line, every religious lines, every ethnical lines, every lines of whether you belong to the south or the east or the west, or whether you're Muslim or pagan or Christian or this or that, and let us come together to choose someone who is competent, someone who is healthy. Health is key to leadership. Health is key to leadership. President Musa Yar'Adua is, or probably, personally, I feel he's the best president Nigeria had ever had. But unfortunately, he didn't live long. He was short-lived by health situation. You remember the famous call, Umaru, are you sick or are you okay? They said you are sick. No, I'm not sick. You remember? But look at what ended it all. Look at that beautiful, ride that Nigeria had just set out on. But it was cut short by a health condition. A health condition. Nigeria is too heavy for any feeble person to carry. So we should dissolve every lines of sentiments, every lines of selfishness, just in the name of what some of you, in the name of what some people are going to eat, what they're going to get from this man. That's why you are pushing some people. That's why you are pushing some candidates. You are not pushing some candidates. Some of you are not pushing some other candidates, not because of anything, but because you know you won't get anything from them. Because you know whatever is going to come from them is going to be a collective benefit to all. And like I would always say here, that I love and I've always been a part of the Rotary Club right from my secondary school time in the Interact Club. Then we moved on to the Rotary Club in the higher institution. Now, the four-way test of the Rotary Club is very beautiful, and I think it's rich enough for us to make the right choice. Number one, it says, is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Is it beneficiary to all that is concerned? Number four, will it build goodwill and better friendship within and to all that is concerned? So, if you will use these parameters to measure who you vote for in 2023 and who I vote for, we are sure to get the best. Of course, you know that Nigeria is on the precipice. You know that they are about to borrow another set of loans. Look at the huge number of Nigerians flying out of the country as of today. Look at how much it costs to fly from Nigeria to London, to Heathrow. Years back, not too far away, it costs just 160,000 naira to buy your tickets. And that's like you are traveling next week, you buy your ticket today, you get it for 170,000. But if you book ahead, you are sure to get 100,000, 110, 120,000 naira for your tickets. The least you can get today for so long is 750,000. And that can only be flown from Abuja, not in Lagos. The least that you get in Lagos is 1.2 million, 1.5 million for a one-way ticket to London. How far? I mean, that should not alarm you. If we want to fly from Lagos to Abuja and you have to pay about 250,000 naira, that tells you that we are at the precipice. We are at the cliff. If we are not careful and we choose wrongly, Nigeria might fall off, and that might just be the end. We need to be very, very careful and erase every party lines. We need to be very, very careful and erase our sentiments and selfishness. We must choose based on the collective interest. We must choose based on what will be beneficiary to all. We must choose based on fairness, sincerity, truthfulness, being truth. How sincere are you with the choice you are making? And not an issue of somebody riding on a bicycle or somebody dancing. Is that competence? These are the same people who caused the problem that we are in today. This man is on the bicycle trying to say that he wants to come and become president. The man that you came out openly to say you are the one who helped President Muhammadu Buhari to become president. And there we are today. A bag of rice costs about 40,000 naira now. The poor are getting poorer. People find it difficult to feed. And you come now and you say it is your turn. Turn to do what? Turn to do what? In any case, I love the movement that is making the rounds at the moment. You might not like it, but that does not eliminate the fact that it is real. The obedient movement. Now, I have said times and again that the obedient movement is not about Peter Obi. And that if Peter Obi does not, if peradventure he wins this election and he doesn't perform very well, he doesn't fulfill his promises, look, we'll show him the way out. Because if only you will agree with me and you will not deceive yourself, Nigerians are wiser. We are waking up. Enough of this slumber. Enough. Enough is enough. In this country, a sitting vice president performed a surgery in Lagos, and he has been attending events ever since. He has been attending events. A sitting vice president. They tell you to make choice. You are making funny choices. Look, the choices you make today determines what you get tomorrow. And when I say tomorrow, I'm not just talking about your own tomorrow. The tomorrow, your children. A lot of people are packing their families, traveling out of the country. The painful one is that some of them are selling everything they have to move out of the country. Though I don't subscribe to that. Yes, you can travel out, but don't sell your property. Look, we must come to that point where we realize the fact that Nigeria is our country, where we are first-class citizens. Anywhere you go around the world, you are a second-class citizen. You can carry all their passport for all I care. Our children, our citizens now travel abroad doing all sort of jobs to make ends meet. Let's see this one. Okay, well, famous Nigerian singer and internet personality Peter Okoye, known as Mr. P, said Nigerian politicians have messed with the wrong generations. They have messed with the wrong generation. The singer added that so many Nigerian youths on Twitter are now Federal Bureau of Investigation, FBI, and forensic analysts as against the lazy youths they were termed. We are now checking everything. You see, when this picture of Baba Dati, where he was reading newspaper, when that picture came out, where people were like, what's all this again? And you know that some people went as far as checking the date on that thing, only to discover that the picture, the newspaper Baba was reading is actually an about 8 months old newspaper. Just to prove is 8 months old newspaper in this age and time. May God help us. Oh. May God help us. It's serious. It's serious. So Nigerians are wiser, especially the youths. We are awake. Nigerians are wiser. Nigerians now know better, especially those of us who know that Nigeria is our home, especially those of us who do not have the means and the capacity and the ability to travel out or relocate. Let's look at what Peter Okoye said further. He said, recall that President Muhammadu Buhari, who had in April 2018 described Nigerian youths as lazy, said most youths want to sit down and do nothing while relying on the claim that Nigeria is an oil-rich nation. But is Nigeria not rich? Is Nigeria not rich? But Mr. P, while reacting to a shocking leaked video of the vice presidential candidate of the All Progressive Congress, APC, Kashim Shettima, on social media, said we have to change it for them. From lazy Nigerian youths, we don't change them for them. We don't do FBI and forensic analysts. They really messed with the wrong generation. And how much do you believe that? Very, very true. They messed with the APC, messed with the wrong generation. We woke up during their own time. In fact, they woke us up from our slumber. They woke us up from our slumber. They woke us up, and it is good. At least we can now do things right and do things better. Well, I just feel that we should now begin to take the right decisions, especially when it comes to election matters. Elections, the 2023 election, we must be very careful. It's not just about Peter Obi this or Peter Obi that. It must be about somebody who will be able to help us. And you are instrumental to making that choice. If you make the wrong choice, then it will affect everybody. During the time of President Goodluck Jonathan, a bag of rice sold for 8,000 naira, for crying out loud. There has been a reduction on importation of vehicles in recent times. because it now costs almost double to clear a vehicle. You buy a vehicle for $1,000 and here you want to clear it, you are clearing for close to $2,000. How much is it going to be sold in the market? Why are we putting so much pressure on the Nigerians? Why are we putting so much pressure on ourselves? Well, the choice was ours. I mean, we made a choice. Even though we all expected that, you know, this was for our good. But then it didn't turn out well, because it had been from one level of hardship to another. APC came in within a very few months, fuel price ran up. And of course, when things go up in Nigeria, they hardly come down. Let me also quickly touch on the fact that the remaining kidnapped Abuja Kaduna train victims have been released. You are aware of that. And it's a very, very good news. It's a very, very fascinating one to have them back after so many months. They've been out there since April, thereabouts. Well, President Muhammadu Buhari on Thursday met with the free 23 passengers of the March 28, 2022 Abuja Kaduna train attack at the Nigerian Defense Academy NDA hospital in Kaduna. The president made an impromptu visit to the hospital to see the victims of the train attack after commissioning cadets of 69 regular course and Army, Navy and Air Force of the NDA in Afaka, Kaduna State before boarding NAF 001 back to Abuja from the Kaduna International Airport. President Muhammadu Buhari returned to the hospital where he also thanked the Nigerian military for their brave services in securing the safe release of the hostages from Boko Haram terrorists. Members of the Chief of Defense Staff Action Committee led by Major General Usman Abdul Kadir, retired, were present at the hospital. Well, I appreciate and celebrate the fact that these people and fellow citizens have returned, to their home, after being so long in the camp of these dreaded terrorists. But then it just drives my consciousness back, and I think it does the same for so many outside there. Why was the same thing not done for the Chibok girls? Why did we have to allow them to rot away, in the coffers of, kidnappers and Boko Haram? It was Boko Haram then. No, there wasn't much about kidnapping, as it were. But then it was more about, Boko Haram attack. Yes, they might whisk away, some persons, but then it was Boko Haram kidnapping people at that time. But then I feel that the same thing should have done to them to secure their release. And that also still brings to mind the security of our nation. People cannot even travel back to Nigeria. People who are outside the country are afraid of being kidnapped, so they don't bother coming. Well, don't forget, it is still Serious Matters on ONIF TV. My name remains Olukunle Abraham, and I am not just doing the talk. I want you to contribute and look at these matters again and again. And please do let us help ourselves. Share our videos with others and let people come. Let's communicate. Let's drop our comments regarding this matter, and please do share our videos with others. Make your comments as simple as possible. Let it be simple as possible. Let me just mention this about where Reno Omokri said, frail looking Tinubu returns to Nigeria after weeks in London. My question is, where does this man even stand? Where does he stand? You attack Buhari, you attack Obi, you attack these people. Where does this man really stand? Well, that's just his own description of the return of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. However, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu has said that it is a return of hope. he has returned, and it's a return of hope. Even though several persons have said over on the TV in interviews, they do not know. Some persons at a point, even the spokesperson of the APC was saying that he didn't have, and he wasn't aware of where the principal was and all of that. But then we are good to go now. He is back, and so we expect to see him at interviews wherever he is expected to be, even though Keyamo said that he didn't have to, he didn't owe Nigerians a statement as to his whereabouts, since he is not the president. And well, that's true. That's very true. That's very true. And the truth is, he might never need to give us such statement. But then I also still feel that being a prominent politician, because once you become famous, you are famous. Once you are at the top, you are at the top. People will naturally want to know what's up with you and checking on you, and then you are just up there. So I don't think it's supposed to become a controversial issue as to whether he should have given a statement and all of that. You know, Reuben Abati was with Rufai, and I remember making where he said that he was a aide to President Goodluck Jonathan at that time, when I understand President Goodluck Jonathan went to London and he suddenly fell sick and they rushed him to the hospital. And in less than 24 hours, he asked Reuben Abati to issue a statement that Nigerians deserve to know what is happening to me. I've been rushed to the hospital. Yes, I'm under control. I'm being taken care of. But then they have to know. I think that is the way. So yes, even though yes, it is true that Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu is not the president, but then I still feel that, look, these are the people you say you want to rule. These are the people you say you want to be their president. And I feel that, you should be as sincere and as open as possible, letting all controversies to die, not giving room to others. Yeah, somebody says, he doesn't talk whenever they talk at him. Well, that's okay. Well, it is still Serious Matters on ONIF TV. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Olukunle Abraham, and I expect that I will see your comments, share our videos with others. Thank you very, very much for all your comments. Thank you for always checking on us and following us through. Okay, I would return again with updates and news videos as they unfold. Thank you very much for watching. God bless you. Bye-bye.